Good morning everyone, and welcome to another tutorial video with Cosmos Crochet Corner. In this particular video I will be showing you how to create the magic circle. People often use this when they are making amigurumi and they are working in the round. Now to do this you will need your yarn and you will need your hook as always. Now the way we start is very similar to the slip knot that you have learned earlier. So you start with your yarn, hand open, palm facing you. You put the short end of the yarn over your palm. You hold onto it with your thumb just like you do for the slip knot. You still take the long end, you wrap it around, bring it through between the middle finger and the ring finger, bring it across so that you still get your cross on the side, wrap it all the way around and hook it behind your thumb so that you can hold on to both ends with your thumb. So up until this point everything is exactly the same as you would do it for a regular slip knot. You then turn your hand over, you've still got your short line and your long line. Now you're still going to go under the short line and over the long line. You're still going to pull through, but only up until this point. Now normally for the slip knot you would be slipping your fingers out at this point. For a magic circle you now lift the tip, the end of your hook like I've done, and you are then going to drop it down away from your body so that the hook part is pointing directly towards you. You will then twist it so that that hook part is pointing towards your wrist. Now at this point you are going to slide the hook, keep twisting, slide it under that long end that you've got over there, hook the long end and pull it through the twist that you have just created. It can be a little tricky, takes a bit of practice. There we go. Now once you have done this, you can let go of both your long and your short end and you can pull your fingers out of the loop. You'll see now that it actually stays. You've got the slip knot on your hook as you normally would, but you've also got this big loop down here. Now the thing that makes this nice is you can now work into this. When you are going to work into this big circle here, you would have your short end toward the left hand, you would hold onto it, put it on your hand like that, hold like that. To make single crochets into the magic circle, you're going to go in there, hook your yarn on the other side, come back out the big circle, 2 loops, hook, pull through both. We've now made one single crochet in there. Notice you've got your short end and your circle piece. You're going around both of them when you're working. So you go under, you hook, you pull back, you hook, you pull through both loops. That's a second single crochet. Again, we've gone over both parts. Going to do a third one. Oops, sorry. So go in, hook, pull through, do your third one, do a fourth one, I'm going to do number 5, and then number 6. You'll find that most patterns call for 6 single crochet in a magic circle, but it can also be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It depends on the particular designer and the size of the circle they're trying to create. Now once you've reached this point where you've put your single crochets in there, you see it's still a big circle, you are now going to take hold of the short end with your left hand, take hold here with your right hand. Don't squeeze too hard, you just want to hold on to it so that you can actually pull on this short end. Now notice as I'm pulling on the short end, you'll see that the circle is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. So I'm holding on just tight enough to hold this, but not so tight that I can't pull on the short end. I keep pulling pulling until it is closed. So what was a straight line of single crochets has now formed a circle. You can then put your stitch marker into your last stitch, lock it up, and when you start working your second round, you are going to go into this V over here, because that is now stitch number 1 and that is now stitch number 6. You then work around and around as the pattern instructs you. So this is your magic circle. So to undo, you take everything out and you simply pull as always. Just like the slip knot, it will come undone completely. So practice making your magic circle. I'll demonstrate one more time. I've got the short end over my palm facing me, hold it with a thumb, come through with a long end between the ring finger and the middle finger, go across to form a cross, bring it over and just hold on to the long end. Flip my hand over, take my hook under the short end, over the long end, pull on the yarn just long enough for it to actually be under the short end, lift the back end of the hook, let it drop down towards your pinky so that the hook side points at you, start twisting around towards your wrist all the way until your hook can go under this long end, hook it and pull it through the little loop you've just created, and then you can let go of everything and take your hands out. Now once you've done this, it should stay like that, like mine does. If it comes apart, you've twisted in the wrong direction. Now notice when you work with single crochets, you don't go towards this side where you've only got the one thread. Instead, you twist your loop around so that this short thread is actually pointing towards your left. I pull it out when it's been wound around. It just makes it easier later on to pull on it and make things closer. So you want to actually work across both. Remember that. So you go under both, hook the yarn, make your first single. Under both, hook the yarn, make your second single. Under both, hook the yarn, make your third single. Under both, hook the yarn, make your fourth single. Under both, hook the yarn, make your fifth single. Under both, hook the yarn, make your sixth single. Then pull on the short end until it's nice and tight, and there is your magic circle as promised. It can be a little tricky to get used to at the beginning. Just practice it until you are sure and confident of yourself. Happy crocheting!